So my social media feeds have become completely inundated with AI generated crochet images. I'm not going to go into the problems with that because there are obviously many problems with that. But I was curious about one particular image that sort of went a bit viral. I was just seeing it everywhere, and everywhere I saw it, it was just getting hundreds of likes and comments, but you know how much people liked it and everything. So I'll bring it up on the screen now, and of course you can see the telltale signs of it being AI, everything being just too neat to be true. And then also the biggest telltale sign is obviously the ball of wool, which is two separate colours. Obviously as AI gets better and better, it's kind of getting around these things, so it's quite easy to be tricked nowadays. But actually my main interest with this particular motif was, well, it's an AI image, but could it actually be recreated? So that's what this video is. I've had a go at recreating the AI image. So to start off with, I thought it was just something as simple as some single crochets into a ring, and then 4 sets of double crochet, and then the corners also clusters of 4 double crochet. But as you can see, this doesn't really give that sort of round petal effect in the middle. So instead I had a little play around with different types of clusters, and I think I've nailed it about as close as you can get in real life. So we have got single crochets into a ring. I've got these clusters that are placed in quite an unusual way to give us this sort of rounded petal look. So in this video I'm going to show you how I recreated that AI generated crochet block. I'm using merino wool, double knit, in 2 colours, and a 4mm crochet hook, but of course you could use any yarn you like with corresponding hook size. I'm going to start with a slip knot loop on my hook, and then I'm going to do a chain 4. So I'm doing a reasonably relaxed chain 4 because we don't want the ring to be closing up completely, because the part of the design element is this hole in the middle. So you can either chain 4 if you know you can control the gauge of your chain, or if you already know that you're a very tight crocheter, you can do a chain 5. You're going to slip stitch into your very first chain, and then you've got your ring. Going to chain 1, then you're going to put 12 single crochets, which is 12 UK doubles, into the ring. So just a reminder what a single crochet or UK double is. We've got no yarn over, we go into the ring or the stitch, in this case the ring, and we pull up a loop, making sure we're coming up underneath the yarn, otherwise we get actually a different stitch. Yarn over, draw off 2 to give us our first single crochet. No yarn over, we go in, we pull up a loop, we've got 2, yarn over, draw off 2, so that's 2 stitches, 3, 4, 5, 6, so we're halfway. Just make sure you've left yourself half the ring. 7, I'm going to start crocheting over the tail now, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and I'm going to join with a slip stitch into my first single crochet. If you're unsure about what that is, take your hook off the live loop, don't count the live loop, but you count the tops of the stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's my first stitch here, which I am slip stitching into. So round 1 you have got 12 single crochets. Round 2 we're going to make this strange little cluster, and you'll see why it's a little bit unusual. It's not hard, you just have to sort of concentrate, because we're going to make actually 2 clusters, but the 2 clusters are spread across multiple stitches. So we'll just start off with a chain 2, which is not going to count as anything. Let's make this first petal. You're going to yarn over, you're going to go back into the same stitch that you joined for the round. First stitch, you're going to pull up a loop, you've got 3, you're going to yarn over and you're going to draw off 2. You've got 2 loops on the hook. You're going to yarn over, you're going to go back into that same stitch, you're going to pull up a loop, you should have 4 loops on the hook, you're going to yarn over, draw off 2, and you're going to leave it at that. So you've got your starting chain and 2 partially made doubles in the same stitch. You're going to yarn over and you're going to go into the next stitch and you're going to pull up a loop, you're going to yarn over and you're going to draw off 2. You should now have 4 loops on the hook. You're going to yarn over and draw off all 4 loops. So you've got a cluster that is spread across 2 stitches. We're going to do the same again, but this time we're kind of mirroring what we did just here. So we did 2 partial stitches in one stitch, 1 partial stitch in the second stitch, and then we finished them off. So this time we're going to mirror that. We're going to do 1 partial stitch in the stitch we've already been in and 2 partial stitches into the next stitch. So you're going to yarn over, you're going to go back into the same still last stitch that you went into, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw off 2, yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw off 2, so you should have 3 loops on a hook, yarn over again, back into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw off 2, you should have 4, yarn over, draw off all 4. So what we've basically got is we've spread 2 clusters across 3 stitches, and each stitch has got the start of 2 double crochets or 2 UK trebles in it. So if you can see here, I've got 1 2 1 2 1 2, so I got a total of 6 stitches, but I've only got 2 tops there. Let's make a corner. So for the corner we're going to chain 3, so we're going to do that quite neatly. We don't want them too baggy because otherwise your corner ends up being a little bit too large. So 3 chains. So let's make another one of these petals. Yarn over into the next stitch. You are going to do pull up a loop rather. You've got 3 on the hook, yarn over, draw off 2, yarn over, back into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw off 2. You should have 3. Yarn over into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw off 2, you should have 4, yarn over and finish them all off. So that's the first part of that petal. Yarn over, go back into the same stitch, the last stitch you just went into, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw off 2, yarn over into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw off 2, you should have 3, yarn over again into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw off 2, you should have 4, yarn over, draw off all 4. So there is our second cluster, and you're going to do a chain 3. So the tip with these really is, if you find that the tops of these stitches is very open then or long or baggy, I'll show you what's happening. I'm going to over exaggerate here. I'm going to make the stitch so notice how this loose one here, the live loop on my hook, is where I started with. These are all the other partial stitches I've made, and then I've finished them all off. So what that shows you is that whatever you start off with on the hook, that's going to form the top of the final stitch, the cluster. So as you make these cluster stitches, this first loop on the hook, you've really got to try and keep that tight without allowing it to stretch, and then that way the top of the stitch stays neat. So I'm just going to do one more, and I'll talk you through the last one. So I do have written instructions for this as well, which you can find on my learning platform. It's free, but you do need to log in, and again, it's just to protect all my intellectual property from AI and other people basically just stealing my free stuff and posting it on their website as their own, which unfortunately does happen. So 1, 2, 3 for a corner. Let's make the last petal in the same way. So I don't know what I'll call that, petal cluster. Yarn over into the next empty stitch, pull up a loop. You've got 3. Yarn over, draw off 2. Yarn over, back into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw off 2. Yarn over into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw off 2. You should have 4. Yarn over, finish them all off together. Yarn over, back into the same stitch you just went into, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw off 2. Yarn over into the last stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw off 2. Yarn over, back into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw off 2. 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, draw off all 4. Your last corner space is a chain 3, and then you're going to slip stitch into the top of your first cluster. So this is what we've ended up with at the end of round 2. We've got our 4 petals. They don't really take the full shape until we put on the 3rd round. So I'm going to fasten off. I'm going to cut the yarn first. Yarn over and draw off. And at this point, straight away, I'm going to sew in this first end. So I find these ends a little bit annoying. And remember, the trick with sewing in ends is to always go 2 directions or a tiny back stitch and carry on in the same direction, and it's the change of direction that stops your ends from popping out. Let's do round 3. So I'm switching to the other colour. I'm going to move corners, so the corner I finished on, I'm going to move to the next corner. The corners are these chain spaces. I'm going to join my yarn, so you can join yarn however you like. And then I'm going to chain 4. I always weave my tail up the chain. If you don't want to do that, you can just sew it in later, so don't worry too much about that. I've got a video on how to do this if you want a slowed down version. So I got chain 4 and then yarn over, and into the first corner I'm going to put 4 double crochets, which are 4 UK trebles. So that's 2, that's 3, and that's 4. Next up, 2 chains. So these are the chains between the clusters, these sort of edge chains. Try to keep them neat, not too tight, but if you make them very loose and baggy, the whole thing doesn't look great. And then we've got another corner again made into the chain 3 space, which is going to be 4 double crochets, 2 chains, another 4 double crochets or 4 UK trebles into the same corner space. So I mean, it's in many ways it is very similar to a kind of traditional granny square. We've just got a couple of tweaks, especially these sort of clusters to give that little flower effect. So it's not that hard once you've worked out the cluster. Let's make another corner. I did 2 chains and now I'm doing 4 doubles into the next chain 3 space. 2, 3, 4, 2 chains in the corner and another 4. doubles in the same corner space, chain 2, and next corner I'm going to crochet over the top of this tail, 4 doubles, 3, 4, 2 chains, 4 doubles, 2, 3, 4, 2 chains, and we need to finish off this first corner. So yarn over and back into the first corner with a set of 3 doubles, and then we're going to slip stitch into the third chain of our beginning chain 4, because we're going to pinch part of this chain to be our last stitch. So 1, 2, 3, I'm picking up the front loop and the back loop of the chain and grabbing the yarn, pulling it through. The bit I've pulled through carries on through to form a slip stitch. Then you are going to cut the yarn over and pull through to make a knot. Make sure you do that, otherwise it will come undone. Let's sew in some ends. Green end, I already crocheted over the top of it, so I'm just going to split a little bit of this cream just where it's popping out and go back into that congested area, and that will be enough for that. I got the start tail of the cream. I'm going to weave it back down into this set of 4. I wove it up the chain, so I only need to sew it. It's a bit of a disaster. Sew it in one direction. It's the beauty of weaving your tail. It saves a bit of time later. Down into there on the wrong side. Make sure I'm not puckering the work. I think I pulled that a bit tight maybe. And then this final piece, I'm going to weave it down, sew down that stitch and into the opposite set of 4 stitches there. So this is a natural yarn, so it's wool, merino wool. So it starts off looking not that neat, but then obviously once you've washed and blocked it, it really allows the motif to settle into its true shape. So that's it, pretty straightforward. What do you think? Did you enjoy it? Have you seen any other AI motifs that were, you know, some of them are actually impossible, aren't they? Whereas this one, it was doable. If you have a go, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and follow. It helps to give me the inspiration to carry on making videos for you.